What's going on? BigH Trucking coming to you from Newburgh, New York. I know it's been a minute since I did my last video, which I believe was Monday at the world's largest truck stop in Iowa. I've been running. This load I got out of Wisconsin, 3 stops, and tomorrow will be my last stop. So I've been running like a dog and sleeping. The receiving company has 3 different locations. One was in Ohio, Jersey, which I came from today, and tomorrow will be in Connecticut. Smooth sailing, but it's just in between each one was 450 miles. This one's the lightest, 305 miles. So as you can tell, I've just been pretty much grinding it out. A little word on my clock here. I've only got 23 hours left, and I don't get no hours back until midnight Sunday or Monday morning, however you want to preface it. That's the way my loads have been falling. I've been I had a 500-mile deadhead to go pick up this load, and in Greeley, Colorado. So those that work at Prime will know what's in Greeley, Colorado. I'll never mention names of shippers or receivers. I don't think it's right to do. But I'll give you locations. And that was a long haul. That was from Wisconsin to the next morning. I had to be in Ohio, and I basically, by the time I got there, I had a load dropped off that day, that morning, and quickly got dispatched onto this load, which initially I turned down. The reason why I turned down is because this has never happened to me before. I got the Raycon sheet. It was $142 for the line, and I was like, "Wait, do you want me to hold on to this load for 3 days till Friday for a total of $1,400 with fuel?" I'm like, "There's no way." So I simply wrote back, this is the way I always do it, never with an attitude, never with emotion. I just say simply, it does not make any business sense for me to take this, so I respectfully decline. And I write that on the 4 loads I've turned down in the last 2.5 years. And probably a good tip for you guys who are coming into the business or work for Prime. There's no reason to freak out. Maybe somebody, maybe if I was immature and saw that, I'd be like, "Are you crazy?" But no, you always want to just carry yourself as a professional. That's the name of the game, is be professional. So after sending that message off, he writes back, "No, it hasn't been rated yet." I've never gotten a load like that before. I go, "What do you mean by not rated yet?" "Well, you don't have the price on it yet." And I know my fleet manager by now. He's never given me anything that is ever ridiculous or anything I should question. As I said in many of my videos, if he puts me in a bad location, I'm going into a good location. If the line's not good on this load, I know the line following that will be good on that end of it. So I don't question anything that, so far I have no reason to question. I'm blessed. I see the YouTube videos. I'm not saying this all happens to everybody at Prime, but I've heard one side of the story from the person who's left Prime and what it was like with their fleet manager. I don't have anything like that, folks. I don't have any. My fleet manager and I are not combative. He doesn't disrespect me. I think I've had more issues with night fleet managers, dispatchers, because they're not fleet managers, but night dispatchers and weekend dispatchers than I've ever had with this guy. And I'll give you an example of a night dispatch. My Qualcomm went out a couple weeks ago, and I simply wrote a note. I pulled over and I said, my Qualcomm is down. Is this something company-wide, or is it just on me? And in capital letters on the internet, we all know what that means. That means they're shouting at you. Keep moving forward. And again, without emotion, I simply wrote back in capital letters, always. And he never gave me an answer to what was going on. Well, it turned out it was on my end on my end. Now, why do you got to be like that? I don't know, but again, I try not to show any emotions, and believe me, I was angry. Don't shout at me. You know, I get my loads there on time. I pick it up on time, deliver it on time, deliver it safety. No one's ever questioned my where am I at scenarios. But anyway, and I was just like, you know what? He's a night guy. He doesn't know me. My fleet manager knows me. He knows what I'm capable of. So I can understand where maybe your fleet man or the person's fleet manager was kind of like short with them, and you know, after a while it gets old. You know, I understand that Prime's a starting company. I also understand that people work for Prime for 25, 30 years. You know, it's the relationship that needs to be built from the word go with your fleet manager that's going to dictate whether you're going to be there for 6 months, a year, or 20 years. And I have a really good relationship with my fleet manager. He's going to remain nameless. So even though this load that I'm on now came up at $1,400 for 3 days and 1,400 miles, I never got one of those that wasn't rated already. Usually when you get a load, you got the line, you get the fuel, you get all these other surcharges that apply to it if necessary. And usually with meat loads, that's one thing I'll tell you, I'm on a meat load, you get a few other stipends, you get a few other abbreviated words that have money attached to it. So this one had tolls, this one had TRDE, stipend, line haul. So it was really, at the end of the day, it was phenomenal. I'm glad that I took it. I'll let you know that. But, so again, I never had that happen to me before, and I didn't know what to say. You know, as soon as I saw that money, I was like, no way, I'm not taking that. There's no way. And it's true, you run a business. And if something doesn't make business sense, you have to say it doesn't make business sense, because you just can't turn down a load. Nobody wants to know why you're turning it. They want to know why you're turning down a load. What's the reason behind you turning down a load? You can't just say, I don't want to do it and not do it. You know, you're in that area. Your truck's in that area. They may not have any other trucks in that area that are empty or close to being empty, and they need that product picked up. So when he wrote back and said it hasn't been rated yet, I was like, all right, I'm on my way to the 01. You know, it was for 8 o'clock in the morning, but it was a preloaded trailer. I didn't get there until almost 12 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time I came from my 90, got fuel, cleaned out the trailer, all that stuff. And he's like, don't worry about it, it's preloaded, you're good to go. But it's easy or it's quick. I think we're quick to have our minds go in a direction where there's no business in going, right? Like, oh, he's dissing me. No, he's not dissing me. At least my guy's not dissing me. So it was just a simple explanation that remedied the situation, and onward I went. So I'm in Newburgh, and this place at 12:15 is absolutely jam-packed. Let me turn this around. I mean, look where people are parked. That's the fuel. That's fine. If I stepped out of this truck, it's 95 degrees here, you would see what I'm talking about. They are already stacked up along the side. Now, another tip that I'll give you new drivers, those who are coming or upgrading, maybe your trainer told you this, or maybe he or she did not tell you this, is try to put yourself in a situation, especially this early in the day, where trucks are going to be stacked up along the side there. Because I've been here before, I can already sense that there's going to be 1, 2, probably 3 trucks stacked up over there, where I pointed over here by this Graysco. Not that guy, that's a nice RV. These guys right here, the pickup and the Kenworth there, there's going to be 3/4 trucks stuck there at night, because I've already done it. Now, for those who are parked to the left of me, 1, 2, 3, 4, those guys, if they have to leave early in the morning, they're going to have to knock on doors and get the trucks to move. So you always want to try, if you can, especially if you get to a truck stop early, find a spot where no one can impede your exit, because it sucks to be able, and I've done this numerous times, and that's how I learned. I'm giving you a little tip here. Find an area in the truck stop where you have complete straight shot to the exit, because all the truck stops I've ever been to, except for Iowa 80 and a few big ones, you just can't park in a spot without expecting to get out and knock on somebody's doors. I mean, I've knocked on 50, 60 trucks' doors in the morning. Some guys are nice about it, but some guys are like, you stole their bone. And it's like, bro, don't give me an attitude. You're blocking me. You're parked illegally. I get that you need a place to shut down, but please don't come at me at 4 o'clock in the morning, because I knocked on your door. Just move your truck, and then you can get into my spot. I don't understand why people would have a gripe about it. I mean, I've parked in awkward situations, or in a situation, I knock on the door, and the guy goes, "Can you move?" I'm like, absolutely. I was, I don't wake up with a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I'm not a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kind of guy in the morning. But I'm not going to certainly, have an attitude because someone needs to get out and so they can make their appointment. Not at all. Part of our job. So, but again, if you can find a great spot in the truck stop that you can just go straight out without having to knock on doors. That's just another tip from a 2.5-year veteran, if I can call myself that. Believe me, I'm still a puppy in tall weeds, in tall grass, or weeds. So that's it. I just wanted to say hi, give you the lowdown. Thanks for stopping by, Big H. Really appreciate all the subscribers. I'm up over 1,000. I'm not throwing a party, but I really appreciate, and I can't believe that 1,000 people have subscribed to my channel. I mean, again, my videos are not full of drama and chaos. There's just, really, I'm doing this so I can look back in my older age and watch the journey unfold. Watch how I started in trucking as a peanut, scared of how long this truck was, and evolved to backing into this spot because there was a truck there and there was a truck there, or I used my other finger, a truck there, a truck there, and a truck there. So the guy saw me trying to get under the trailer, and he happened to move up. I'm appreciative of it. But again, that person is parked in a spot where it specifically says no parking allowed. So I was able to park in here. I was able to get in there. In the real world, if those trucks weren't there, I could have done a U-turn, which I was doing, and go straight up and have a straight back. But no, I had to do a sight side back at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It's crazy.
Attention, a new important message has arrived.
I guarantee you that is my fleet manager saying he's going to lunch. Yep. My fleet manager lets us all know, if you're on his fleet, that he'll be away for an hour every day. So that's really cool. So yeah, that's it. So I don't know what I was saying. Again, I know what I was saying. Thanks for everybody.